everybody. Thank you guys for joining us today on this Sips and Tips Saturday. We are here with Yvonne Pubien.
Hi, from Nailed It. Hi.
And she is also a part of our We Boss Babe movement. So happy to have her.
Thank you for having me. This is a great movement, and I just want to personally thank you for launching this whole thing.
Yes,
Thank
you. So she's here with us today, guys, and today we're going to be talking about her brand, her company, Nailed It. And right now we're going to talk about, I have a question for you. Passion. That is our theme for this week.
Okay.
Passion. So I want to find out from you. Now passion, what does passion mean exactly?
To me, passion means the level of your dedication. And the reason I say that is because when you find yourself, you're passionate about something, you'll dedicate everything towards seeing the success of it. So that's what passion means to me. So as a police officer, when I was a police officer, I was passionate about my work in the community.
Right.
So I always found myself, whether the police department had an event going or me just coming up with something that I saw a need for in the community, because of that passion of wanting to help people, wanting to see us successful in different arenas, I always found myself just finding ways to give back and to do things with the community. So that's what I'm truly, and teenagers, I love myself some teenagers. Yes.
I've always had a passion for teenagers.
Yeah, some people say teenagers are difficult, and there are difficult times with all of us, even as adults, right?
Oh, yes.
But when it comes to teenagers, there's just something about when you get to working with them and you really hear them versus you always telling them what to do. They got a mind of their own, right? We supposed to guide them. We give them our wisdom. We give them that direction. But at the same time, we gotta learn to listen. And that's a big thing, learning to listen to them.
I love that. Teenagers is a big thing for me too, because even as myself growing up, as a teenager, I felt like I didn't have a lot of people that I could actually talk to that would actually listen and actually understand. So I guess that's why I have such a passion for teenagers as well, because sometimes we feel like, oh, they just being stubborn, or they're just being rebellious, but we're not finding out, okay, what is going on inside of this child?
What's the root cause?
What's the root cause that's causing them to act out this way? And a lot of them have issues that's going on, but nobody wanna listen to them. So
and we think we got all the answers.
Yes.
Right? We do have a lot of answers. We do have a lot of wisdom, but sometimes seeing things from their point of view and even being able to take a little bit of advice from them also, they're not always wrong, right? And that does something for them, that when you sit there and you listen and you can have an open mind towards what they're trying to say to you, or whatever's going on with them.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And I think that's so important. Like even, I feel like even with passion, you have a lot of people having their kids doing things because mommy said I'm going to be a nurse. Mommy said I'm going to be a lawyer. And these kids have literally gone up in life, went to college,
spent a whole
lot of money,
and miserable, and walk away from it feeling lost, incomplete,
and unfulfilled.
Exactly.
Because I met a lot of nasty nurses because they didn't want to be a nurse.
And so that's where you get the nasty police officers, the nasty teachers, because
they followed what someone else told them, or they followed the dollars.
One or the other, and they're not doing. And you might find your avenue in a place, but fear is another thing. Fear to step out and do what you're passionate about, because people got this thing, stay in your lane. Girl, I'm staying in my lane. how far can you go in one lane?
That's right. You gotta
At
have
some point, you
multiple.
gotta switch, right? You gotta switch lanes to get to a destination
Yes,
or a new
yes,
destination,
yes,
right?
yes.
You keep going in that same lane,
You ain't gonna get nowhere.
nowhere. So that I'm staying in my lane, it shuts you down for creativity,
Yes.
for openness of
Yes.
what else God might have for you.
Exactly.
And so that's my story, like
Yes.
totally my story. I know one of our questions is, who am I?
Right.
Literally, it took me a year. People think they know who they are, right?
We do think we know who we are.
So how I know, and I can pinpoint and put my finger on it, that I really didn't know who Yvonne was. I was a teenage mom, right? I had my son at 19 years old. I got pregnant when I was 18. And so coming out of childhood, I became mommy, right? And so being mommy, then the next baby came along, mommy again,
Number two,
right?
yeah.
So when I give my all, it's my all. So I was all mommy.
Yes.
Yvonne had to sit back.
Yes.
You couldn't.
It wasn't about you no more.
You can't go and just take trips and
No.
just say that, put all that on the side.
That's right.
It's mommy time,
It's
right?
mommy time.
And then after mommy time, here come the husband. So now I'm the wife.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, okay, mommy wife. I did those roles, mommy wife,
Yeah.
mommy wife,
Yeah.
right? And then I get up and I put on this uniform, mommy wife police.
Yeah. You're
So
a
I
police
be-
officer.
Yeah,
as well.
mommy wife police. And for the 20 years of working at the police department, I'm going into my 25th year of being married. The kids are finally grown.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to retire. When I retired, I really discovered, like, I ain't know Yvonne.
Right.
I knew Officer Pubien, I knew mommy, I knew wife, because I had been those people for so long. Who is Yvonne?
Right.
And how I know I didn't know Yvonne is, I went to go and buy my car, because after I turned in the police car, it was time, okay, you get to go and buy your car
Your
that
car,
you know,
yeah.
the car you been wanting. So I go to the car dealership, and I see this beautiful car that this is the model I want and everything. And I can recall the first thought was, that's a red car. So that was the police side of me saying, you can't get a red car.
Because they stand out.
They stand out, they're flashy.
Right.
The police side of me said that. So then I was like, well, let me at least look. So I go and look inside the car. And I was like, these beige seats.
See,
The kids gon' mess these seats up.
they big.
I was like, it just hit me in that moment. Who riding with you?
Nobody.
Nobody. If it ain't Claude. So I realized in that moment, like, oh my God.
Life has changed.
Like, I'm only responsible for me right now, waking up, me and my husband. Not to say
Right.
you still love your kid, but I have transitioned
Right.
from being mommy. I'm still wife,
Of
but
course,
you know,
of
we're a
course.
team. And I transitioned from not being the police
Right.
anymore. So now it was time to find out who is Yvonne,
Yvonne.
right? And so in my search of finding out who Yvonne is, Melvin came up.
Nice.
So things that I thought, like, Christmas time, I don't wrap gifts. I never wrap gifts for the kids because I didn't like touching the paper.
Yeah.
I didn't. And here I am operating, running a business that entails all of that, right? From woodwork to sanding.
And who would have known?
I know. Because, listen, Yvonne finally got a chance to step up and say, you might actually like that.
Right,
girl. You
right.
might, let's go ahead and try it. So I recall flying all the way to South Carolina, meeting with the owners, because it is a franchise.
Right.
Meeting with the owners, having that conversation, and just having so much fun. I
Right.
took my mom was my gauge.
Yeah.
So I took my mom with me, and I was like, now, if she like it, this might be something,
Right.
you know, to look into. Sure enough, we both had a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
We had an awesome time. So I came back, I prayed about it, I thought about it. I hadn't even told my husband about it yet.
Wow.
It was like we just going
Wow.
to South Carolina
Yeah.
to take a little trip.
Yeah.
Came back with a whole business model, like, how am I gonna drop this on him, right? So we went out, we had dinner, we talked about a couple of things, and I threw it in there.
Yeah.
I think this is what Yvonne liked.
Right.
I think Yvonne likes this, and I'm quite sure you might like this too, right? So I gave him the, schematics of the business and everything. We went back up there, and lo and behold, he fell in love with the whole idea also. So
how do you feel that passion played a role in your life success? And I mean, you could talk about it any way that you want. Your life success, whether it's nailed it, you being a police officer for 25 years, you being the mom and the wife and all of that stuff. How would you say that passion had played a part in the success of your life?
Well, again, I go back to whatever, for me, passion is what you're willing to commit, like all of you towards, right? And so, as a mom, I was a committed mom on every level.
Right.
And so that means you sit in the back burner, Yvonne, and you be mom. As a wife, I was passionate about learning how to be a wife.
Right.
This is the first time I was ever a wife,
Right.
Still a wife with the same guy. But I didn't have all the answers.
Right.
And I didn't
We don't have a manual.
Right. And, well, you know what? We do have a manual.
Yes, we do.
We got a manual. But what I didn't have in front of me is I'm a visual learner.
Okay.
Right?
Me too.
So with that being said, I need to see stuff happening, right? And there wasn't too many like successful marriages, even within the family, to say, oh, that's the marriage I want.
Right.
The ones that you did see was on TV, right? And that was fictional, right? All made up, right? You fell in love with it for the moment, but when you start getting older, man, that's TV, right? So you ain't got nothing to relate to. So I had to learn how to be a wife and be a good wife.
Yeah,
right?
and it's a continual learning process.
Every day.
Because even being a mother, to me, I'm like, it didn't just happen.
Right.
As we go, we learn, because just like you said earlier, our kids can teach us something, right? Our kids can actually teach us things. And so when I mess up, I can admit, guys, I messed up, forgive me, whatever, I yelled and I shouldn't, and things like that. But we learn and we love and we forgive, and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, so again, the passion that I have for the places, the people, ultimately comes from a place of where I'm committed.
Right.
And anything that I commit myself to, I become more and more passionate about it because I dig deep into it. So like this business, there's a lot of aspects of the business. Like I told you, I didn't even wrap gifts, right? I didn't like touching that paper and all that. But the day that I decided that, hey, this is something new Yvonne wants to do. Yvonne has done her research. Yvonne is continuing every day, putting forth the effort to learn the things that I need to learn to run the business successful. Another thing, walking into a franchise, some people say, oh, why you did a franchise? I would have just, listen, I told you I'm visual,
Come on. Yeah.
I like the whole idea that there were some things already built up. There was already a platform. There's things in place. I need to come alongside that platform, learn it, develop myself in it, and the things that I could bring to the table to the business. But I ain't had to start from scratch. I needed it.
I love that, because it just makes me think about the wheel. A lot of times, why try to reinvent the wheel? If there's a company that already got something super successful, why not just join it instead of trying to do your own thing? I think that's like super cool.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It makes life so much easier.
Yeah, and the thing about Nailed It that I fell in love with, the owners, they were open enough to say, I told them I have my own nonprofit. I wanted to continue in all the community stuff, even though I left the police department. That's a big part of me. Working in the community, helping our youth, our teenagers, helping them become more successful. I feel like I got 3 sons. One is a police officer, one is a firefighter, one is in college, and he's kind of doing his own entrepreneurship thing that's going on. With that being said, my kids were literally raised in the community that I worked in, because guess what? They were the counselors when I had my summer programs. They were the PE coach and stuff, because they couldn't go and work, you know, like those little part-time jobs. That, you know, we didn't qualify for that. So I put them in position. I had to buy clothes anyway, so you come and work for it. So they learned very early on about being responsible, that whole entrepreneurial side of it. They learned all that early on. All my kids operate a business in some format, right? With that being said, I just thought it was fair, like, why wouldn't I come back and continue the nonprofit and continue to seek out ways to, you know, enhance the community? My kids benefit from it, right? Me as well. We come in, you know, as police officers, we come in, work for a city, and how can I leave out of the city and don't put nothing back in? So,
and that is so awesome.
Yeah, that was my thing, and Nailed It. They were open to say, hey, yeah, you can continue your. We actually see the vision of you allowing Nailed It to be a part of the community and all that. So that's what drove me to it.
Super. Yay! So we are so happy. Thank you so much, Yvonne, for being here with us today on Sips and Tips Saturday. Now, I want you to share with us your handles. How can we find you guys? Google, Facebook.
So yeah, Facebook,
give us your information.
And Instagram, Nailed It DIY Studio, Fort Lauderdale. You can go on the Instagram, you can go on Facebook. A lot of people say they don't use Facebook, but we there too.
Okay, the older people.
The
younger generation.
Yeah, so one thing I can promise you, you walk in the studio, you're gonna be greeted, you're gonna walk into a nice, beautiful space.
Beautiful
again,
space.
I love the fact that how the franchise, they designed this space. It is so welcoming and warming, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with your friends, your family. Come in as a bachelorette party. We even have kids camps, girls night out, you name it, we got it.
That is so great. And guys, like I said, we're going to show you some little sneak peeks of what's going on and what's happening behind the scenes, and Nailed It.
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale, y'all.
Hi, welcome to Nailed It. It is a pleasure to have you in our store. Come on. Let's take a tour. So when you come in and Nailed It, first you're gonna notice all the nice ambiance. It's modern, rustic look. Everything you see here is something that we created. Everything was hand built. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this place, but I am super excited about the outcome of it. So when you come in to Nailed It, you'll be greeted by one of our art tenders. You can either go online and choose your project, choose your stencil, choose the platform that you're going to be working on. Once you choose your platform, then you'll make a decision whether you're coming in here with your friends, your family, or you can come in here in our open studio and just have a good old time with me and one of the art tenders. We have a beautiful bar where we will service you. As you can see, I love our chandelier. It is just so beautiful, and it's handmade. Another feature is our paint display. When you come in, you know, you have all those colors to choose from to make your art projects. We have our now trending colors, our local colors. Another thing you should know is that all of our paints are water-based, so you don't have to worry about any harsh chemicals going in your home. Another thing is when you come in, you do your project, you take your project home with you. You'll end up with a creation similar to what we have here. Your creation is going to be something you can use in your home, in your office, or you can even give it away as a gift. And I guarantee you're going to have a good time with your friends and family, or by yourself. We also have our kids' party room. Now, in addition to our kids' party room, we offer mini sewing class, mini day camps for girls on Saturdays, where we teach them how to sew. We teach them, you know, we have other arts and crafts projects. And if mommy just want to get away for a couple of hours and drop the kids off, and we have them for a couple, you know, a couple minutes, and they do their projects and interact, we got you covered. So, as you continue in our studio, we have a very big studio. We wanted to make sure we provided you guys with a nice space, a nice clean space. What you'll notice here also, so this is a part of our nonprofit. It's not Nailed It, it's Gift. Gift is my nonprofit where we teach young girls self-defense. We teach them the basics of self-defense. How not to even have to end up in certain situations if you just have the knowledge of it. Another thing we talk about is the different platforms that a lot of kids are on. They're on Snapchat, Facebook. So as a police officer, this is my police officer side, right? That comes out, that want to teach your girls, hey listen, there's some other ways we can use those talents, and all of that is taught with our leaders in the field. So you'll get a chance when you come here to use some of the power tools. We have our sanding table, we have our drills, they're all under the counter, but when you come in, depending on what project you're gonna make, you'll have an opportunity to use some of the power tools and feel empowered. You know, some of us never touched a sanding machine or a drill or a nail gun. Come on in, we got you. Heading on back. This is where we have our meeting room. So this space is actually our nonprofit space, and we offer this space for rent. We offer this space for, you know, just our ladies' night out, just if you want to come in and have conversations. We're also adding a smoothie bar. We're in the process of getting those things done, but we'll have a full-scale smoothie bar. And as you can see, this is another place and space where the ambiance is good. And if you want to just come in and sit and talk, sometimes we need that. Just a place where we can come, sit and talk, and just ladies conversing amongst themselves. I'm so looking forward to having other businesses in here and just exchanging information to help each other grow, to help each other go to the next level. That's what this space is for. So super excited. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
So guys, thank you guys so much again for joining us today on this Tips and Tips Saturday with Yvonne Pubien. And we're going to have all her information. The links will be down below how to find her. And guys, I would love for you guys to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for following us. Thank you all so much for watching our videos. And I promise you, we will continue to get great content, great people like Yvonne to come and share their passion, their vision, their motivation with you guys. Thank you all so much, and y'all have a great Saturday.
Bye.